Hey guys, today we are looking at IP cameras. So for those of you that don't know what an IP camera is, essentially it's a CCTV camera that connects up wirelessly to a wireless router and then to the internet, and it gives you the ability to view CCTV footage from anywhere in the world. The added benefit is it also helps to reduce the cabling that you need in order to set up the CCTV cameras, and it makes it much more user friendly, so ordinary folk like you or me can go ahead and install IP cameras. So the one that we are looking at today is by a company called EDSSZ, and it's their outdoor 4-channel IP camera with the NVR kit, and I'll show you all of the different bits individually, and then hopefully we'll show you it all working together as well. So if I show you the camera first, so that's the front end of the camera. As you can see, you've got your camera in there, and it's a 720p camera, and then you've got your infrared lights on either side, and then right on the bottom is your night sensor. So when it gets dark, it flicks the image and turns the IR LEDs on. On the back, you've got your connection just there, and that connection is for your IP camera's antenna, and that connects to the NVR unit that we'll show you in a second. To mount it, you've got 4 screw holes just there, and then you've got a little channel to tuck away the cabling just there. And then finally, you've got your 2 connectors, and you've either got your Ethernet connector or your power lead just there as well. And then obviously you've got the shroud on the top. The shroud is a fixed shroud, so you can't actually move it, and what that's designed to do is protect the actual lens from the elements and ensure you have nice clear footage at all times. So go ahead and show you how this works in terms of adjustment. So to adjust it, you've also got 2 Allen key screws just there. So you've got one there, and then you've got one just there. So the one there allows you to twist it in whichever direction, and then obviously with this one you can adjust the angle. So depending on which way you've got it, you can either have it so that you can adjust the angle on the horizontal axis, or you can adjust the angle on the vertical axis as well. And I'll tell you one of the issues that I had with this in a second as well. So that's that. In the box with this, you also get your screws to actually screw it into the wall with the raw plugs, and then you get an Allen key to adjust the angle with each one. And then you also get this, and this is a waterproof connector to stop any water getting into the Ethernet or Ethernet port. Again, you probably do want to get a junction box, just because you want to make sure it is definitely protected from the elements. So that's what I plan on doing. I've ordered some. They're relatively inexpensive. I think the ones I ordered were about £2 each, and they're like a plastic junction box, and they ensure that it's completely watertight and there's no water getting in. Given that you're messing around with electrics, you just want to make sure it's as safe as possible, and again, you don't want to short circuit any of the equipment or damage it. So that's that, and then we'll show you the actual NVR unit here. So as you can see, it's already got some footage playing, and well, I've already got a camera connected up to it. The camera that I've got connected is currently showing you the plug sockets, but let's show you the screen. So it's a 10.1 inch screen, and it's an LCD screen. You have a USB socket on the front there, and in that socket I've got my mouse plugged in, which was provided in the box, which was a nice touch. I've got a button just there, and with that button I can switch the screen on or off. And then the screen, if I don't want to use that screen, I want to use something else, I can tuck it away as well. So pretty good. On the front you've got a light for your power on, and then you've got your light for your HDD or your hard drive. This device did not come with a hard drive, and I again haven't had the chance to get one in yet, and I wanted to get my review out as quickly as possible, so I haven't actually been able to record on this as of yet. Turning it round, so you can see the back, you've got your antennas, and these antennas obviously will connect to the individual cameras, and what they do is they connect to the cameras and then send the signal down and then replay it back on the screen and record it straight onto the disk in the hard drive. On the back, the connections you've got your power lead, you've got a USB socket just there, you've got an Ethernet port, and then you've got a HDMI port as well. So putting that to the side, what we'll then go ahead and do is, hopefully, there we go. So if I do that, and then we'll try and operate it. So as you can see, it's got 4 different screens, and as if I was prepared earlier, we've got one of the cameras hooked up, and the video quality on this, both in night vision mode and just normal mode, or I suppose daylight mode I should say, I can't fault. It's very, very clear. It is 720p and it's crystal clear. I've hooked it up to our TV, which is a 4K TV, just to check the quality, because this LCD screen, it's pretty rubbish, but it does a good job in terms of having some sort of video footage. And when I hooked it up to that, the quality was absolutely spot on, and I couldn't sort of fault it on that. In terms of using the unit, what you have is you have 4 screens. If you don't want to use the 4 screens, you have the ability to just supersize on one. And what I can do is, if I don't like how the color or the hue and the saturation is, again, I can go in and adjust all of that. I can go in and adjust the the delay on this. So when I first got it, there was like a 2-second lag for some reason between what was happening in front of the camera and what was actually being shown on the screen. I went through and adjusted that. Again, I suppose it brings me promptly onto the instructions. So the instructions are quite basic, and the instructions are, I suppose, they're enough to give you a good idea of what you need to do, but they don't tell you exactly what you need to do. So you couldn't, for example, get it out of the box, read the instructions and go, yep, I know 100% exactly what I need to do and how to do it. You sort of get it out of the box, read the instructions, go, I kind of know what I'm doing, press a few buttons and then figure out. But as I say, it's not hard, it's pretty straightforward, and I think most average users will have no issues with getting it all set up. And within the settings, you can adjust all the PVRs, so that's you can adjust any tilts if your camera's got that functionality. You can adjust the audio recording, again, if your camera's got that functionality. In this instance, this camera doesn't, so it doesn't have any tilt functions and doesn't have any audio function either. So coming to the night vision, I will try and do a demo, and we're going to do our demo using a very, very high-tech method, which involves a jumper, and it involves covering the camera with the jumper so that it flicks to night vision mode, as you can see there, and then you can see my lovely fingers. So night vision mode, pretty good. The LEDs work quite well. You can see just there, hopefully on the palm, there you go, you can almost make out the 3 individual LEDs, or the IR lights. And yeah, it works really well. Can't fault it on that. The app that you get with it, again, I've had a go with using the app. The app is pretty good. It's probably a little bit, again, I find with all of these apps that come out for the IP cameras, or like dash cams, they initially tend to be quite laggy. And I know for some it might be a concern. For me, it's not so bad, because over time an app can be improved. If the product isn't great, the product can't be improved, and once you've bought that product, you're pretty much screwed. If the app isn't great, you have the ability, or you hope the manufacturer has the ability to adjust the app and improve the app to make it a little bit better. So as you saw there, night vision is pretty good in terms of range. So actually, how far can I have the camera and the NVR unit apart? So I had this plugged into our shed, and I had the NVR unit plugged into the house. It was pretty much a straight line, and our garden shed is probably about just under 90 foot away, so I'd probably say about 85 foot, and I was still picking up a signal. Now that was in a straight line. If you, for whatever reason, find it's not picking up the signal because you've got it quite a distance away, you do have the ability to switch out this antenna for a long range one. So you can switch out for a long range one, or alternatively what you have the ability to do is you can online, you can order some antenna extensions. So it plugs into here and it's on a long lead, and then it extends out to however long you need it to extend out to. So overall then, pretty good. Now coming to the cons. So the cons are, first of all, I'll unplug this so I can show you the length of the power lead. So that's the power lead. So the power lead is so short. So there's no way, even when you do order it, you're going to be able to actually start hooking this up. I have ordered a much longer power lead, and I've seen online you can get extensions, so you can extend it from here to obviously here by about 15, 20, 30 meters if you want to. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this mount. So this mount is pretty good and it gives you quite a bit of flexibility. However, it feels like because of one tiny manufacturing sort of how can I put it? Because of one person not thinking it through, they've made a fundamental flaw. So depending on how you adjust it, you can adjust the axes completely on the vertical axes. So it'll go all the way up and then it'll go all the way down. On the horizontal axes, like I've got it set up here, it'll go all the way that way. But because of where the aerial's sitting, it won't go all the way that way. Annoying, right? So the only way to get around that is to get yourself an extension for this camera. Now I don't really need an extension, but I have to get one because I need to mount it on a wall that's facing this way. So I need to mount it on a wall like this, and I need it to face pretty much straight down. We have like a shared drive between two properties, and I want to record the shared driveway. So my wall is on this side, so I can't, as you can see, the angle is completely off. I need it to be a much tighter angle, and unfortunately you cannot force it either because I don't want to break the connection there. So that's the only annoying thing that I have with the actual location of this aerial. Had they have mounted it just there, it would have meant that you wouldn't have the antenna getting in anyway, so it wouldn't have gotten in the way on the horizontal axes or the vertical axes. So that's the annoying thing. So if you are thinking of mounting it, it's worthwhile bearing in mind how you plan on mounting it, and then thinking of where the location is of the antenna on the back of the unit. Or the other alternative was that they provide like a 360 ball joint type mount, and if they had that, then again it would have meant it's far easier to adjust. Or even if the arm was a little bit longer and less bulky, again it would have meant this antenna doesn't get in the way. Unfortunately it's not the case, and I've had to go ahead and order some extensions for the antenna. So that's probably the only bugbear that I have. The other bugbear that I mentioned obviously was the power cable. So coming to the ratings, I think power cable, yeah, quite annoying but fixable. Fairly inexpensive to get the power cable sorted. Bearing in mind that this unit was probably, I would say, probably about 40 to almost 50% cheaper than its counterparts. I still think, okay, cheap enough to replace to replace 4 or even 5 of these, let's say. It's probably going to cost me about 20 quid. That's £20 for my international viewers. To add in a hard drive, again, it's probably going to cost me another £30. So all in all, it's costing me an additional £50 on top of what I paid, which is probably about £210. So again, I still think that's relatively good in comparison to the units that I've seen that have a monitor or that have the NVR units as well as the HD cameras. They pretty much retail for, when I was looking on Amazon, about 500 to 700 depending on how many cameras you go for, and obviously the quality of the video output. So finally, coming to the ratings then, I am going to give it, I reckon, a 4 out of 5, a 4.5 out of 5. I'd probably push it if I was feeling quite generous. Overall, kit-wise, it's pretty good. Solid bit of kit here. LCD monitor, not that great, but it's good. It means you can set it up and you don't need to buy a monitor if you don't want to. It all worked completely, without any sort of major hiccups. When I got it out of the box, fair play to the manufacturers. They'd already programmed this with the NVR unit, so it meant actually I plugged it in with a travel adapter because this isn't a 3-pin UK plug, and the video started to play straight away. So I can't fault them for that. So at a push, 4.5 stars. If I was feeling a bit mean, I'd probably say 4 stars. So as always, guys, thanks for watching.